How you guys doing? I wanted to do a longer teaching on the vagabond spirit and what the vagabond spirit is. So the vagabond spirit is something the Lord's been dealing with me about, and I've dealt with this in my own life when I was early in the ministry. I spent a lot of time going from church to church, and from relationship to friendship to friendship. I spent a lot of time job hopping, church to church, and the Lord had to reveal to me what was happening. And the Lord showed me there was a vagabond spirit, not just in my life, but in my family's life. And I saw that with certain people in my family with struggle with keeping jobs or keeping stability. Because when you have a vagabond spirit at work in your life, you will see everything in your life will be unstable. When you have a vagabond spirit in your life, your money will be unstable. Your job situation will be unstable. Your church situation. People with a vagabond spirit, you can do everything right for them. As far as if you're a pastor, you can lead them the right way. You can treat them the right way. And I've seen this in ministry as I've mentored people, our Joel 2 generation ministry. We have seen people that I've mentored and helped get to the next level, prayed with them, prophesied over them, cast demons out of them, and then they move on. Right? And every pastor has that story. Every pastor I've talked to has that story of a person that could just church to church. They cannot get settled. That comes from the Bible in Genesis, where God marked Cain with a vagabond spirit. God marked Cain with a curse of the vagabond. And it caused him to be a wonder because, and that spirit even goes back to the Jewish times, where in the Bible, there were certain Jews that they were not a part of any tribe, right? So when you hear people say, I'm not a part of a church, I go from, God is my leader, or they go from church to church, but they don't have a church home. Then they can't stay in consistent relationships. This is a sign that they have a vagabond spirit, and that they need deliverance from a spirit of vagabond. If you don't have anybody to do deliverance on you for this spirit, we have deliverance sessions. You can reach out to us. We do require a seed offering for our time, not for the deliverance session. If you want to reach out to us through email, jordanwellsministries@yahoo.com. At the Joel 2 generation, we do that. If you're under our covering, you come to our services. It's free. If you go to one of our services. But as far as my time, I'm a counselor, and so we have actual practice where we do deliverance and counseling and all that stuff. But the vagabond spirit is very dangerous because it will destroy your life, because the number one assignment of this vagabond spirit is actually to produce delay, to produce stagnation, to produce failure in your life. When you have this vagabond spirit at work in your life, you will see delay after delay after delay, and it'll stop you, because when you can't keep a job, right? Because one of the number one signs is your job instability. That was me. You keep going from job to job. You can't build anything. You can't become a manager. You can't build finances, right? With the church, you can't grow spiritually because you're a church to church to church. You're not rooted anywhere. How do you break this vagabond spirit? You get rooted. No matter how you feel, you get deliverance first, and then you get rooted. You get roots. No matter how offended you get, no matter what, you stay at the same job longer than 6 months to a year. Then you stay in relationships, even when you're offended and you wanna even when you wanna leave, you leave. You don't leave. You just stay rooted, because that's how you break that spirit. That's how I broke that spirit. I stayed at a consistent church for the first time in years. When I was younger in ministry, I stayed there. 3 years I was at the same church. It was hard. I was offended. I want to leave, but God was breaking that vagabond spirit. Then I did the same thing in my job situation. I stayed at a job longer than a year. I couldn't stay at no job longer than a year, right? That is a vagabond spirit, okay? So that is broken. And I just pray for you right now, if you're listening, I break every vagabond spirit off of your life now in Jesus' name. Subscribe, share, follow us.